If you're paying attention to horror news, you probably already know that Terrifier 3 is reported to have a Christmas setting. And after some behind-the-scenes location photos surfaced, it was confirmed that Art the Killer Clown would be donning a Santa look for at least a portion of the movie. This teaser trailer was officially released back in November, and finally gave us a close-up peek at the supernatural psycho in full Kris Kringle garb. But you'll have to wait until the end for that glimpse. I know I'm pretty late to the game discussing this teaser, but I'm planning to cover developments on this film as they come out in the next few months, leading up to the October release, so I needed to start somewhere. I'm sure there's something you're procrastinating about right now, like making a dentist appointment, or shredding those receipts so your wife doesn't find out how many Coffin Joe Blu-rays you bought last month. We've all got something. The teaser starts out somewhat similar to the trailer for the original Silent Night, Deadly Night from '84.
Was the night before Christmas, when all through the house...
Christmas music over close-up shots of Christmas toys and decorations, and then glimpses of Santa putting on his outfit. But whereas that trailer quickly takes a sharp turn to show weapons of death and acts of violence, this teaser takes its time. I mean, not a lot of time. The whole thing is only a little over 2 minutes long. Other than the slightly dissonant music and the lighting that reads a little moody when paired with the Christmas carol playing over it, it doesn't really tip its hand in the beginning. We follow a young girl as she goes downstairs to investigate a strange noise. Why didn't she just say who's there? She should have listened to Ghostface. The noise gets louder as she makes her way down the stairs. She looks and we see some shots from her point of view. Someone dressed as Santa is arranging presents under the tree. The first Killer Santa movie I can remember seeing in my youth wasn't actually a movie, but an episode of the HBO series Tales from the Crypt, entitled And All Through the House, which aired in June of 1989 and was directed by one of the show's producers, Robert Zemeckis. It starred Larry Drake as an escaped mental patient sporting Santa drag.
I let him in.
He had just garnered some attention playing the mentally impaired character Benny on LA Law, and was apparently interested in rehabbing his image because he would go on to star as psychotic villains in Dr. Giggles and the Darkman franchise. Mary Ellen Trainor was the lead. She popped up frequently in some very iconic 80s films, including Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, and of course Monster Squad. The latter was written and directed by Fred Decker, who also co-wrote the screenplay for this episode. The story originated in the pages of the Tales from the Crypt comic and was adapted previously as a segment in the 1972 Amicus film, Tales from the Crypt. But I'm a little off track. I don't know if this was just shot as a teaser or we're seeing a snippet of a scene from the actual film. But one thing I noticed right away is that it looks quite different from the other Terrifier movies. This shot displays it quite nicely. It's captured in a widescreen format with anamorphic lenses. Director Damien Leone mentioned in an interview with ComingSoon.net that he wanted this film to look like a John Carpenter movie, who used anamorphic lenses extensively, going all the way back to Assault on Precinct 13, and of course, including his horror classic, Halloween. Leone posted some shots on social media, apparently from Panavision, testing a Sony Venice camera and Panavision anamorphics. Okay, bear with some technical nerd talk for a moment. First film was shot on a very tight budget and reportedly used a Canon 5D as the primary camera and fairly inexpensive standard lenses. For those that don't know this kind of thing, the Canon 5D was a digital stills camera which also shot video and became popular with filmmakers at the time because of the cinematic look that could be achieved with the relatively affordable and lightweight camera. By the time they got to Terrifier 2, they had a bit more money and they moved up to an Arri Alexa Mini for the primary camera, but it was also photographed with flat spherical lenses and resulted in a finished film at a standard 16:9 aspect ratio, or a 1.78 to 1 ratio, to make things even more confusing. This teaser and reportedly Terrifier 3 are at a 2.35 to 1 ratio, which changes the look of the composition pretty dramatically and harkens back to those Carpenter films like Halloween and The Thing.
Santa!
We finally get to a reveal of Art as he rises in the frame with his back still turned to the little girl. He has an axe in hand. That again brings to mind Silent Night, Deadly Night, which featured an axe in Santa's hand prominently on the poster. That poster and the TV spot, which depicted the deranged Santa going on a murder spree, created quite a lot of controversy among parent groups.
You've made it through Halloween. Now try and survive Christmas. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
But Santa can't be evil.
Apparently, the final moments of this teaser created some controversy as well because of the obvious implication that Art dispatched the little girl and is calmly enjoying milk and cookies while surrounded in walls painted in blood. I think the so-called controversy was overblown, with some stories coming out citing just a few social media posts condemning the film. But what are your thoughts? Does this teaser go too far? Please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Dread Diver out.